I tried growing snapdragons out here in my front flower bed a few times. I was looking for a perennial that would bloom, and it was kind of short. They didn't do so well. I planted a whole bunch, and the only one that came back this year is this one. And this is not where I planted. I did not plant it between two bricks. I would have planted it back there, so I think it must have shot out a runner, and then this grew up. But what I'm going to do is done blooming. It looks pretty big and healthy, but I'm going to move it to that back flower bed where the other snapdragons are. I just watered it a little bit ago. Wanted to make sure that it was nice and hydrated, and look at the roots sticking out here. I'm definitely going to, and it's laying down. It should be like that. So when I replant it, I'm going to fix that. This might be a bit more difficult. I forgot this is concrete under here. So I got to figure out where this root is coming from so that I can get as much of the root as possible. Let's see if I can get it. I got under it here. I feel like I'm just tearing it. Let me see, where is this going? Oh, it's going back that way. Okay, I gotta go the other way now. It's kind of winding its way around. I'm just gonna, aha. There we go. All right. Good long root. So this, I'm not sure. This, I don't think was part of it. I'll leave that there. Oh, there's a worm. Love the worms, right? Hi, Mr. Worm. Down in you go. So now, let's take this out back. This is that same problem area that I've had for a while. I keep putting things in here and they don't grow. These came back 2 years in a row, so that's encouraging, and they're multiplying. You see there's another little one over there, this little one here, plus those two plants. There was another one back here, but it didn't survive. I'm going to put this one right next to that one. I figured fill in the middle here with the snapdragons and then figure out what to put on either side. But I do want to bring some color back here. Initially I was like, oh, I love the green and white, green and white. And of course it gets little purple flowers there on the hostas, but I prefer more colors. I just like all the colors. Okay, I put it right next to these. I believe this is like yellows and whites, or might be pink and yellow. I kind of forget now that it's done blooming. Of course, it's all leaning this way because of the way it was in my flower bed in the front. But next year, it should come up completely straight. I buried those roots, which the roots were probably going to be happy about that because they were sticking up out of the ground out front. Always just maintaining the garden, fixing the garden, transplanting things is part of the joy of being a gardener. Another thing I like to do is pull off some of the spent blooms, although you really don't have to deadhead. You don't have to deadhead snapdragons. And of course, the true nature of being a gardener. Dirty hands. Even though I just watered out back and out front, and this plant got watered, if you're going to transplant anything, you have to water it again. And then I always come back and look at it a few hours later and see if it needs more water. It has like that transplant shock, and you want to make sure that it is very hydrated. I came out here with my coffee, and my watering can was already out here ready to go. It's got water in it. Left this out there overnight because I wanted to come and water my newly planted, transplanted Snapdragon. Look at that. That is critters. The critters are at it. So, when I saw that, I ran back into my kitchen and I have the cure for it. So, I'm going to put the roots back down in there. I'm going to water it really well. I'm going to inspect it later. But I'm also going to apply the cure for the critters. Hot sauce. I'm pretty sure that is probably chipmunks, could be a squirrel. But I'm going to put this around on the dirt, not directly on the plant. I'm not trying to give it to the plant, but it tends to deter them from digging in flower pots or your flower beds. This was even too hot for us. We have a lot of different hot sauces, but habanero Reaper, yeah, nobody was putting this on anything. So I'm like, I have a method to my madness to keep the critters from destroying my flower beds. I'm wondering if maybe I should get a little stake or something just to keep this upright more, but right now I'm grabbing extra dirt, tapping that in there. My poor plant. Okay, let me water it and then I'll put the hot sauce on. Okay, so it already fell over, so yeah, I think I need to get a little stake just to keep it in place for a bit. Well, looking in the garage for a stick for that plant, I found some more earthworm castings, so I'm going to put that in my veggie garden. So that's the stick I found. That'll do the job, and I put the hot sauce all around. I don't think the critters will be bothering it now. And even as you water it, that hot sauce kind of goes into the ground a little bit. I did it in my front flower pot because they just really loved the one. Not sure why. They were digging in every day until I put the hot sauce on. They haven't been back since. Thanks for watching.